Hello everybody, Hyrule Valverine here again today. I'm going to do a quick review of Aching God by Mike Shel, this being the Deluxe Kickstarter edition. You may have already seen me do the unboxing. There are 7 very beautiful pieces of art in here by 4 different talented artists. But this book itself, this is definitely in my top 10. I don't think it quite hit the top 5, but that is not meant as a negative in the slightest. Quite frankly, I dig the horror vibes. I don't know if that was intentional, but oh yeah, it's a nice touch having a fantasy story with the horror vibes. It's not something I've read before, so this is going to be a good book for me. The opening chapter, ironically titled Nightmare, involves, surprise, surprise, a nightmare. And it kind of sets up a backstory of our protagonist, Ulrich, who is a retired member of, and I'm going to say the name wrong, the Cyriac League. Basically, it's a group of adventurers, scholars, that kind of stuff. In this case, he's retired and has, although they don't word it as that in the book, PTSD. And as these nightmares or flashbacks can piece together his backstory throughout the book itself, you can understand why he's got PTSD. The dude literally saw his friend, his mentee, the person he's been training and working with, among several other people in his group exploring a particular tomb. He saw these people die in some fairly gruesome ways. I'm trying to be fairly vague here, despite the fact I know I spoiled a little bit. As a way to show us a bit of that PTSD, in the second chapter, they meet up with somebody who gets hurt, and they have to basically do field medicine. And when it comes down to actually performing the medical procedure, he literally freezes up and essentially, I don't want to quite say passes out, but blacks out maybe might be a better way to explain it. So dealing with bits of PTSD, the horror elements, on top of fairly standard, well, yeah, these are fairly standard type of fantasy tropes. It is a beautiful combination. I am quite eager to see where the next book, Sin Eater, goes, especially knowing that the concept of a Sin Eater is introduced in the book. I'm definitely going to give this one a 4 out of 5. Like I said, I think it's going to be in my top 10. Doesn't quite hit the top 5. But again, that is not a bad thing. I would definitely recommend reading this, especially if you are into horror. And obviously this isn't a Stephen King book. This isn't just a horror vibe the whole way through. But it's got just enough to differentiate itself from most fantasy books. And I'm definitely digging coming up with some of these books that are different from your garden variety. So Aching God, or Gunmetal Gods, or Dragon Mage, books that are unique in the fantasy genre. So yeah, 4 out of 5. Pick it up, give it a read. Obviously there are digital editions. There are paperback and hardback, and if you can get them, there are these nice faux leather bound editions through Kickstarter. Sin Eater, I believe, is still open, and there is at least one more book in the series, so when that campaign starts, you'll be able to get both Sin Eater and Aching God, I'm sure. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy listening to me ramble on about books. And as always, happy reading.